Hi, my name's Sam French and I'm a seminarian for the Diocese of Broken Bay. Okay, I think I want to begin with an admission, and that is the fact that when I was a kid, the idea of priesthood wasn't even on my radar. Essentially, I saw the priest as the old guy down the church. His role, his vocation, his job was never really something that I envisioned for myself until after high school. But the thing that I guess really called me to the priesthood was a personal call from God, and there was a particular experience that I had which was really the linchpin, the big moment where the possibility to priesthood was opened for me. So basically, that happened when I was 18 years old. I was fresh out of school. I had just begun a psychology degree, and I was travelling into uni one day on the train. And I was praying because I realised that although psychology was something I was interested in, it wasn't really something that I thought I was going to spend my whole life doing. And so I was a bit confused. So I was praying to God, and I said, God, what is it that you want from me? And so I was in a very holy and pious state of mind. And so it's not surprising that the idea of the priest popped into my head. But I very quickly tried to shove it away. But the problem was it wouldn't go away. And so I continued to pray, and I just said, all right, God, this priesthood thing, I'm going to spend 1 minute being open and honest and just allowing for the possibility of that to be, possibly the case. But as it turns out, God didn't need 1 minute, he needed about 1 second. Because the moment I opened my heart and my mind to the possibility of priesthood, the Holy Spirit just came flooding in. I felt an overwhelming sense of calmness. Actually, there was some part of me that began to panic, and I started throwing objections at God. I started thinking, look, but what about romantic intimacy? What about having a family? What about having a great job, a house and a car? All these things that I've always wanted. But as I threw these objections, they all just kind of dissolved in the presence of God. And I was just left with this sense of peace, this sense of calm, and this realization that God was truly calling me to be a priest, and that would be the only path that would lead to my own happiness. How's my experience in the seminary been so far? I think the seminary, like any worthwhile life experience, is kind of a mosaic of light and darkness. It's got its ups and its downs. So the things that make the seminary or give the seminary its greatest blessings at other times can feel like a curse. And I'll give you an example of that. For example, we live a very regimented lifestyle, and so our daily routine includes mass, prayer, meal times, class, study, communal activities, and the list could go on. Now, on the one hand, that creates in us a great sense of discipline, and it allows us to live an ongoing balanced lifestyle, a healthy and balanced lifestyle. But when you're, say, emotionally down, or you're feeling drained by an assignment or something like that, those same structures can feel a bit like a burden. Now, I must admit, it's precisely in those times that we can unite our sufferings to Christ on the cross and bring us closer to him. But at the same time, all of these experiences are precisely what we should expect from the seminary, because God is challenging us, not only that we become stronger men, but that we become effective ministers and servants of God's people. But I don't want to end on a kind of a suffering note on that point. I want to say the best thing about the seminary is the people. The brothers and the friends that I've made while I've been here in the seminary have just been absolutely amazing. Not only are the guys down to earth, smart, funny, but this whole place is filled with holy people. And it's their witness, it's their love of God and their love of the church that inspires me every day. It puts wind in my sails, it pushes me downstream towards the goal to which I believe God has called me. My first tip is to be open and honest, because God cannot force your free will. So it's through an attitude of being open to God and allowing him to speak into your heart that you're going to find your true calling. The second, I think, is to draw closer to God in prayer. That means, receiving the sacraments regularly, going to Mass, saying the Rosary, learning to meditate, and looking to the lives of the saints, because it's only through that ongoing relationship with God that we're going to understand his language and understand what it is that God's calling us to be. And just finally, I would say contact your vocations office, because if you're watching this, it's very likely that you're thinking about priesthood, and they're going to be the people that are going to be able to help you in your discernment. They're going to have resources, they're going to have retreats, and they're even going to have open days here at the seminary where you can come and check out if this is the place for you. So that would be my advice.